Hey everyone, and welcome to the final project of our Intro to JavaScript course. In this final project, you'll be using all the concepts we've learned so far to create an exciting text-based adventure game. So before I get started with the instructions, I just want to let you know that you can find the answer key for this final project inside our course at dashboard.techoptimum.org. So we'll start out by outlining the game structure. The game will involve a character that the player will control through a series of challenges. The choices they make will impact their character's health, and they need to get through all the challenges without their health reaching 0. So now that you understand the basic game concept, I want to give you 3 basic pointers when making this game. First is setting up your variables. Our first task is to set up the base of our game. This includes initiating a few key variables for tracking the game state, such as the player's health and any items that they may collect throughout the game. And remember, in JavaScript, we can use the var keyword to declare variables. Make sure to consider what initial values these variables should have. The 2 minimum variables that you should create is a player's health variable that stores an integer and a player's item variable that stores an array. The second tip I have is creating the game functions properly. So we'll need to build functions to handle the game's logic. Think about various events that may occur in a game and what choices the player might have to do at each event. For instance, one event could be a monster encounter. The player might have the option to fight or run, and depending on their choice, the game state should change. The game state change might involve a change in the player's health or the items that they carry. When creating these functions, remember to use JavaScript's conditional logic, so if-else statements and if-else-if statements, to handle the different choices the player can make, and don't forget about JavaScript's built-in functions for getting user input and generating random numbers. Though we did not go over how to make a random number, it is simply math.random followed by a set of parentheses. And I'll give you a hint for making a prompt in the console. So you simply just need to declare a variable. So we can call it var player choice equals prompt, and then put whatever prompt you would like. It can include your options, so fight or run, etc. The third and final piece of advice I have for you is building the game loop. A key part of this game is just a loop that keeps running until the player's health is above 0. This is where the player will encounter various events and make choices that affect the game state. Remember to update and display the game state after each event. When creating this game loop, you need to employ JavaScript's while loop, keeping in mind that the condition for this loop should be based on the player's health. So these 3 steps should get you a basic text-based game that you can use through your JavaScript terminal or console, but there's a lot more that you can do. Consider adding more events, introducing items that a player can use, or even creating a leveling system where the player gets stronger over time. Be sure to use this project as an opportunity to experiment and practice your JavaScript skills. And remember that the key to programming is practice, so don't worry if you don't get everything right on the first try. Just keep experimenting and keep refining your coding skills, and most importantly, have fun with this project.